Okay, so I'm going to talk about the title How to Deal with Stress in Our Fast-Paced Lifestyle. And my name is Wen Shun Qiang, and I'm from Industrial Design Department. So, have you ever experienced moments like this? Like before your exam, you feel kind of freak out, or before your presentations, you kind of feels like you don't know what to do, and this feeling of panic attacks is because you have to deal with something unfamiliar to you. So what do you do in that moment? You kind of like this? No, actually. So because living in this fast-paced lifestyle of a society, you will experience certain kind of stress in your life. And have you ever wondered how some people, like the bosses of some successful companies, how do they keep themselves together while we are freaked out by some presentations or tests? No, actually, not like this. I will go deeper into how to deal with our stress later, so let's keep that curiosity cat alive. And I'm going to talk about how stress affects our body and what is mindfulness and how it helps us in our life to deal with the stress and how to practice it. So, how does stress affect our body? There are two major organs involved, adrenal gland and brain. Adrenal gland will produce a hormone called adrenaline, and adrenaline will cause our heart to pump faster and causes hypertension. And cortisol will also be released by the adrenal gland, and cortisol is the kind of hormones that will cause cholesterol to stuck in our artery, and it will cause a condition called atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is a condition that your artery stiff up, and it will be harder to withstand the high blood pressure. So, with these two hormones combined, adrenaline and cortisol, the risk of heart attack or stroke will be increased. Besides that, cortisol will also increase our appetite, so which will cause us to consume more calories. So the calories will accumulate in our body fat and release immune system chemicals called cytokinesis, and which will lead to the high risk of chronic disease. So brain is also a big part plays in the stress function. So when we feel stressed, the brain will communicate with enteric, or as we call it as intestinal nervous system. It will cause a feeling of like butterflies in your stomach, which will lead to the irritable bowel syndrome. You will feel like a feeling of your bowel is very uncomfortable. And at that moment, your gut is very sensitive to acid, which will lead to heartburn. So, chronic stress will cause a lot of symptoms like acne, hair loss, sexual dysfunction, headache, and so on. So, it is very important for us to know how to deal with stress in our life to prevent these kind of conditions from taking over your life. So what do we do when we feel overwhelmed? Mr. Jobs tells us about how he dealt with his problems in his lifestyle. This is what he said: if you just sit and observe, you will see how restless your mind is. Over time, it does calm, and when it does, it's when your intuition starts to blossom. And when you start to see things more clearly, you see a tremendous expand in the moment. You see so much more than you could see before. And he's talking about a concept called mindfulness. And mindfulness is not like what this picture shows: a monk sitting on a high mountain to meditate while light shines on him. It's not like this. It's more simple. It's a way of life. It's a way of perceiving life. Mindfulness is an awareness of moment experience that emerge through paying attention on purpose to the present moment, not judgmentally. And because the greatest weapon to fight stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. And it's not hard, it's not like complicated or something. You just have to, because we all have ability to feel present, we just have to find time for ourselves to let it slip into our life. And mindfulness is not only implemented in the East. Like some therapy session or counseling session in the West also implement this kind of way of perceiving thought in their counseling session to help their patients to deal with their problems in their life. So this is a research from Harvard University and this photo of MRI shows that the patients who practice mindfulness will experience less activated amygdala in their brain. And amygdala is the part of our brain that lights up when we feel some kind of emotions, like stress. So the research has like 6 participants, and when they are exposed to emotional content, and some of them are trained meditated person, so their amygdala feels like less activated in the process. So how to implement mindfulness in our lifestyle? So first, you can sit in the most natural and relaxing way, and you can close your eyes and feel the moment surrounding yourself. And you can pay attention to your body while you sit down. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it itchy? Is it sore? You can try to feel the sensation goes from your feet to your feet, to your belly to your head. And then you can focus on your breathing. And just focus on the exhale and inhale of your breathing, and try to focus on it. Don't think of anything else. If your mind is wandering, you can try to catch it back and focus on your breathing again. So stress is real. While everybody interprets it like varies from person to person, because we have to admit that our capability as a student to deal with stress is way worse than a Navy SEAL fighter or soldier. But we have to admit our vulnerability in it, because there's a lot of help that exists in this world to help us to fight with our stress. It's hard to fight alone, but it's like looking at the top left of the screen, you can see there are books to talk about how to deal with our stress in life, and there are also YouTube channels that taught meditation and yoga. And also, if you are really feeling overwhelming, you can look for therapy session. It's okay. And there's also some digital service in Silicon Valley that raises millions in their venturism, because in Silicon Valley there is a very stressful condition. Everybody have to work for the startup, and they feel kind of like stressed out all the time. So it's not okay to, running away from the problems is like quitting smoking cold turkey. It's not going to work at all. So we have to admit our vulnerability and take it as the most profound responsibility in our adulthood. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Q&A. So what are the main organs that involved in the performance of stress? First, one, kidney and lung, 2 legs and hands, 3 brains and heart, 4 adrenal gland and brains.
Adrenal gland and brains.
Okay. So which one? Each is not the implementation of mindfulness. First, sit naturally. To pay attention to your body, free smoking, or focus on breathing.